Happy Saturday night, folks. Keith here from Command the Hoop Celtic. Hello to Facebook followers, Twitter followers, and to my YouTube subscribers. I hope you're all doing well. Did I pop on for about half an hour, discuss the game? I know many is last night that were flowing the comments in from all the platforms, and we couldn't get through to the majority of our comments. So get in as much comments as you can. I'll answer them as truthfully as I can as well. Do us a favor if you're watching from YouTube. I'm going to pin up a link now on the channel. Basically, just saying, come on, it's the Commander Hoops YouTube channel. So just if you can subscribe to it, it'd be appreciated. We are 500 away from the 10k. So if I get that for Paddy's Day, I swear to God, I'll be living up, absolutely living up. How's everyone feeling about going into the game tomorrow? Are we all optimistic? Are we nervous? It's a tough trip to Fair Park tomorrow. Obviously, the last time we went there, we won 2-0. Folks, I don't support League of Ireland, but my housemate sent us, bring this home tonight. Bring this home. I don't support League of Ireland. He's at to give me this thing, St. Pat's Athletic. He told me to put it on the live, so cheers, Dave. So I'll get the comments in. Good evening, Chris. How are you? I hope you're well. Tell us where you're watching from, folks. If you can give us a wee share as well, we'll be really appreciated. Celtic are back tomorrow, Stephanie. Massive game tomorrow. I said, do you know what? Since Ireland won today, I think I'm going to have a double Jameson and a nice bit of Pepsi Max to celebrate the Irish win. Nothing too spectacular. You know, we went Chris Boyd sacked from Sky Sports. 3 points tomorrow would be big. That's the big question. Would you think would he actually turn up tomorrow after this? After these smart comments that was put in the paper the other day? I know he kind of backtracked on it, but no one's believing it. No one's believing what he's saying. He's talking absolute killy pie as usual. How's it going, James? I hope you're well. Prediction for tomorrow. I'm going to say 3-2 tomorrow. I know a few people are like, woof, 3-2, Keith. It just has that vibe. Like, remember when we beat them 4-3, the Invincible season? I just have a feeling about it. You know, Motherwell are playing well at the moment. They're fourth in the table, 9 wins, 6 draws, 6 defeats. They drew against St. Mirren the last trip out for them. You know, it's they've had to bring a couple of new players in. I know Tony Watt is after leaving them, but they're a good side. They're a good physical side, and I wouldn't take them for granted. I know we obviously went there back in October, start of October, and Jota scored in the first half, and then David Turnbull came up on an absolute cracker. So watching from Northampton, thank you very much. If you can go onto the YouTube channel, Chris, and subscribe, it's the exact same name, Commander Hoop Celtic. Type that into YouTube and you'll get it. Folks, 10 away from 9,600. We get that going now. We'll be delighted. Watching from Bonnie, Scotland, Glasgow. How's it going, Raymond? Hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, he needs to go 100%. Okay. There's no point putting petitions in against Chris Boyd. Like, they done one the last time, about 2.5 years ago, when he started slating Lee Griffiths' mental health, and nothing was done then. He didn't apologise to Lee Griffiths. He didn't apologise to Callum McGregor as well in his latest statements. So he's getting away with murder. I know a lot of people hate him, and it obviously brings numbers to Sky Sports as well. But there was a feedback from a lot of Celtic fans last night on the podcast saying they're going to suspend their Sky subscription. I wouldn't suspend my Sky subscription. At the end of the day, once the boys are playing, don't mind him. As I said, go off and have your cup of tea, have your biscuits, have your can. Forget about, just put on mute, watch the highlights, you know. At the end of the day, I hope the Sky will look into it and terminate his contract, but the chances are quite slim. Bogey team 3-2. That's what I said. I think the same. Doyle, to be honest with you, I think 3-2. I think it's we're in for a shock tomorrow. And, you know, obviously we're coming off a fantastic result against Rangers. They're Rangers. So Sefco, zombies, whatever you want to call them, you know, Newco, I don't even care, to be honest. Them, you know. Chris, great to see you in. I hope you're doing well. I was at the game on Wednesday night, best atmosphere by far. Someone turned around and said on the channel last night, well, it was actually Mick that said it. Shout out to Mick Owens. A massive thank you to Gaz Smith and Mick Owens for coming on last night. A great show we had. Fantastic numbers as well. 130 people watching. Tonight's only 45. Okay, it's enough for a bar, innit? But he said last night that was the best atmosphere he's seen. Even bigger than the Barcelona game. I don't know about that now. Really don't know about that. I think 2-1. How's it going, Lee? I hope you're well. Keeping well, buddy. Happy Saturday night to you. Keeping it lit. 3-1 Celtic. Once we can go to Fair Park tomorrow and orchestrate ourselves in the right manner, free-flowing football, hit them the first 20 minutes and just have them exhausted in the second half. Have them exhausted. Because I know majority of us will be watching 2 games tomorrow. We'll be watching, obviously, the most important game, which is the Celts. And then after that, we'll be keeping eyes at Kiprocks/Ibrox for Hearts and Rangers. Good morning in Melbourne. Hope you're well, KK. Hope you're well. And I appreciate you supporting the channel as well. 7-0, Jared. Are you kissing the Blarney Stone tonight, bud? Yeah. Said folks, just get in the here we go. So I'm gonna paste. There is the YouTube channel there in the comments. So if you can all click that there, if you're not on YouTube, it is going to be on Facebook and Twitter. So let's just start commenting that. So get on that straight away. What's happening, buddy? Hope you're all set for your usual gig. Doing a gig, can't hear you, but my show's clashing with the game tomorrow, so I'm going to say 3-1. There you go, Ro. There you go. Hearts 2-0. What makes you say Hearts 2-0? You think Rangers, obviously, they haven't performed since the new year, haven't performed whatsoever. But who's your starting lineup for tomorrow, folks, for the Hoops? I think Jota's going to score tomorrow. I have a feeling Jota will score tomorrow. Really believe he's going to bang one against them. Look at David Turnbull screaming against him. Now Davy's out. Davy's out with that strain he has in his leg. But same with Kyogo. Kyogo is out, folks. I don't know if majority of people that are on YouTube have subscribed to the Celtic FC page. I recommend subscribing to it because at least you get your updates. Callum McGregor done one. Well, it was recorded yesterday before the Chris Boyd comments, and he was asked about the performance of Wednesday night. He talked about the attributes of Hatate, Matt O'Reilly settling in, the boys being so hungry. One of the best atmospheres he's witnessed playing as a Celtic player. He's just talked about the gaffer. The gaffer was overwhelmed. And Ange was overwhelmed on obviously Wednesday night. He was the last man to come off that pitch. Absolutely unbelievable. It's great to see the gaffer smile. And like I'll admit it. Like I was one of them people. I threw the toys out of pram. Threw the toys out that pram there. When Eddie Howe wasn't getting the job, I was having an absolute Britney. But look back, it's the best thing that's ever happened to Celtic. At the moment, the best thing that ever happened to Celtic, because look what Ange has brought in. Leadership. Got on that flight from Japan. His wife and his 2 kids took the job. No, not his coaching staff. Took the decision to keep these coaching staff on. And you know what? We were all against it. When you look back to that pre-season, when I think it was go back to that pre-season. Sorry, clicked off the wrong button there. Where we obviously played the first few games, Sheffield Wednesday, and you see him sitting there or standing there at the dugout, and you see the likes of Kennedy, and you see Strachan there, and you're like, why are they still at the club? But do you know what? The more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? We're top of the table at the moment, which we're planning to stay there. 14 games to go. We're still in Europe. We've won 1 cup. We're playing one of the most exciting football we've seen in years. The fans are back in the stadium. The fans are buying into Ange. Why not? Why do you have to change it? You don't need to change it. Everything's working grand. Someone, I can understand some people are saying defensive coach, but we have the best defense in the league. So, yeah, I'll just go through the comments. Sefco will lose 5-2. Oh, definitely, Jared. I think you're definitely on the whiskey tonight, like myself. I was saying Beaton. I think Beaton should start tomorrow. Cal on the bench. Look, we have a massive game on Wednesday night. Scott Brown's Aberdeen. So I'll be putting Cal on the bench. The people from Australia weren't against Ange's appointment, and that's a great point, KK. The Australian people picked up for Ange. And a lot of Australians defended Ange. And I was one of them people that was against Ange's appointments, and I'll openly admit it. And I think 80% of people were. And he admitted it on his many interviews he's done with with Australian television, Australian radio stations. I was one of them people had to Google his name. Didn't have a clue who he was. Didn't have a clue. Even when I looked at the whole Socceroos in 2014, still didn't ring a bell to me, him being a manager of them. And I'll admit it, like I'm not gonna jump in the back. I was like, oh, I knew this guy, he was fucking this and that. I didn't. And I done me and then after that press conference when he was in when Jerry McCulloch done the interview with him, you know. And then I started to feel vibes off him. And then I started looking into him. I watched his documentary about him, obviously managing the Socceroos, winning the Asian Cup 2014, you know. Yeah, everything, nothing needs to change with Ange. The only thing, like, he can't shave that beard because he looks like he's about 70 when he shaves that beard, even though he's 56, hitting 56. So let's see. Jared Coyle, all Sefco want to do is stop 10. Look, that's all he wanted to do. But look, that's in the past now. We're looking at this season and leaving to it. What's happening, Ian? How are you keeping? Ian, if you could subscribe to the channel, I know a lot of you on Facebook. When you put a comment up, I slap you up saying thanks for the comment. Subscribe to the channel. It's a big thing because I am literally just over 400 away from 10,000 subs on YouTube. 10,000 subs. I had a plan to hit this before September. In the last 2 months, it is absolutely booming. And a massive thank you to all my subscribers and the people that watch the videos. Look at 1 million views on YouTube. Who's like me now? You know, haters be haters, lovers be legends. But yeah, hardly anyone knew who Ange was. Exactly. I think a lot of us were in that situation, to be honest. And as I said, I'll put my hand up and admit I got it wrong. I'll admit it. I got it wrong. I fucked it up. But I'm delighted from. I don't know. It's just the more I see him, the more I'm starting to love him. I'm starting to get that vibe. Like I haven't loved a manager like that since when Neil Lennon took over the first time around. You know, obviously, I got to meet Ronnie Doyle back in the day. I got to meet Gordon Strachan a couple of times. Got to meet Neil Lennon, and never met Brendan. Never met Brendan. Never had the privilege to meet Brendan. I know everybody would turn around and say the rat, the snake, but Brendan produced some good football at Celtic, so I move on from stuff like that, you know. I don't hold grudges against people. It's no point. Cuergo's the reason I started supporting Celtic and the fan culture, what made me a supporter. That's a lovely thing to say. Okay, you know, there's always one or two players that kind of click interest only, and we're starting to see more Japanese and Australian people getting tuned into Celtic, and it's great. It's great. It means that you get up at well, it's even late night kickoffs for you over there. Is are staying up to watch them games. Are fair play to you know, it's something to look forward to. And there's a good few cracking Celtic podcasts like Boys Down Under, Oz Celts. There's some cracking ones and they do a great job. You know, shout out to Jared and the team. They're unbelievable. Some cracking Celtic supporters groups as well in Australia and New Zealand as well. You know, so yeah, Jock Stein, Melbourne, unbelievable. What about the new wannabe Larson? I don't know, man. I didn't even see that, to be honest with you. Denji, I didn't see that. Well said, mate. I think Celtic will win 2-0. Does any of you think that they'll score against us? I think Motherwell will score against us tomorrow. I'm not trying to sound like a negative Nancy here. I'm just being brutally honest with you. Yeah. Tom make a mock week is like there. Keith is on dumb. I think it's too early. I think we're getting too complacent. I know I can feel myself that we could win the league, but what I look at is 14 games to go. There's going to be bumps. There's going to be bruises. We could go unbeaten for the rest of the season. We have a hard-working team there. We have players to come back. We have a good squad core of players. And look what Ange has gone through with COVID scares, injury scares, failing players out that were in the B team. He's done well. He's done very well, Ange. You know, Motherwell are not a pushover. Definitely not a pushover. As I said, 9 wins, 6 draws, and 9 defeats. That says something. I think it'd be 3 or 4-1 Celtic. How's it going, Stephen? I hope you're doing well, mate. Freaking watcher of the page. I think they might score, but we'll score more. 100%. For us Aussies, you and the other YouTubers make it so much easier to follow Celtic. Take about. As I said, there's some fantastic YouTube channels out there. As I said, I could name them all. I could, you know, some cracking ones. Celtic Fan TV, the Hull Breakdown, Hamish, Hell 67. Them guys are outstanding. Roy 118, Irish Mick, Judy Talks. There's some cracking ones out there, you know. Axon, they're all unbelievable and they're all good what they do. Like I do mine mostly solo, then I get the boys in the podcast, but I speak my mind. I speak my mind. I get to 2 or 3 games a season if I'm lucky. But as you all know, I can't get over every weekend because me family's more important than Celtic Football Club. And it's not any simply vote, it's just honestly, family is more important than football. Now, I'd rather see me young kids grow up and have memories with them than seeing iconic moments of Celtic. And that's the truth. As I said, once they're grown up, I'll start getting over on a weekly basis. So this is the best I can do for the time being. But I appreciate the support. Celtic Fan Media, Sky Sports. One day I'll hopefully do Celtic Fan Media. As I said, at the moment, I'll have to work full time, pay the bills, take care of my kids. That's more important. We'll get someone in hopefully next year. It'll be a tight game, 1-0, 2-1. We'll drop off the second half. I think so, Clarky. To be honest with you, you look at the last 3 games. Well, it's not so Dundee United. A week ago we were all buzzing after Abada scored that stoppage time goal. Like, obviously the rounds are going around with Jota in with the fans and stuff like that. But I think we will take the foot off the pedal. But if we go out there and give them a good game, like, their keeper's a good keeper. I was watching some of the saves he pulled off against St. Mirren, some cracking saves. Like, look at the highlights of the St. Mirren and Motherwell game. I mean, some good saves in there. Australia living in Hong Kong with loads of Japanese mates. You're all eyes on you, fella. Well, look, tell them, pass it on. There's a share button there. Share it to your buddies on WhatsApp. That's to everyone. Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, Mr. 777. Think it'll be 3-0. I think a lot of people are going for the 3-0 tomorrow. 3 goals. And what do you think with who's going to score? Do we start Callum McGregor tomorrow? Or do you put Beaton in there? Do we start Tommy Rogic? I know the Aussies like saying Tommy Rogic. Do we start Tommy tomorrow? 777, exactly. I love saying that, 777. You're feeling blessed? Comment 777. You're feeling optimistic about tomorrow? 777. Just think of all them Larsons, 777. Put a Kane in there if you want as well. Put a Freddie Lundberg in there if you want. Celtic win the league, get 40 million plus. I bet millions from Japanese people will buy merchandise. I think already the Japanese market is starting to explode with viewers and stuff. Like, I'm starting to see it on my Instagram page. We're starting to get more Japanese people watching. I bought the Japanese home jersey. I got Nakamura 25 in the back of it. You see in a couple of videos, but great quality. I have to say, cracking jersey. I know a lot of people don't want to buy it because it's blue, white, and red, but I ended up getting a knockoff jersey. I didn't buy the full. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and spend 125 quid on Japan jersey. I'm only going to wear it probably 4 or 5 times a year. I just probably wear it once a week. DHK, I bought it from. Cracking. Came within 3 weeks. And I thought it was going to be a knockoff, proper knockoff. And the quality of it is unbelievable. It's like the away jersey, the mint one from last season. Absolute class. I recommend, folks, buy one. But if there's one thing we should know from the past, is not write anyone off. 100%. We can't take the foot off the pedal in the second half. As I said, release with the 5 subs, you can change it around. We might see Christopher Julian play tomorrow as well. What do you think of Matt Riley? Will he be dropped for Tom Rogic? Well, you know what? I wouldn't say dropped. I'd say rotate. Do you want to say them words? Rotate. I don't like the word dropped. I think that's really constructive. I'd say rotate the squad around. I sound like Rafa Benitez here when I'm saying I might as well just have to go to the Rafa. But I'd rest him tomorrow. Bring him on 60 minutes. See how the game's going. If we're comfortably winning, you obviously make a couple of changes at half time, freshen the legs. We have crucial games. Obviously coming up Aberdeen as well. Yeah. There was nearly 8K on the Parkhead Faithful a few weeks ago about it's to do with Japanese followers. Probably is, as I said. Now is a good man who runs the Parkhead Faithful page, quality streams. As I said, folks, I don't do streaming. Streaming is not my thing. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So fair play to net. Fair play to him. He's doing a good job. Just be positive with Ange. This year is cream. Next year is acid test. I feel support will turn if success doesn't come this year. No, you gotta have patience. Like at the end, I said at the start of the season, it's a rebuild. Whatever happens, give the guy a full season. And we're already seeing perks of already winning the League Cup. Unfortunate not to qualify in the Europa League group. Some teams in the Europa League group got through with 8 points. We had 9 points. It's different style of football, the way he presents himself to the media, the way he has the rapport with the fans, even with the fan media, he gets on well with them. And I've heard from a few podcasters. So look at things are going the right direction with Ange. And if someone comes onto this channel and says Ange is not the man for Celtic, well, I'll tell you what, mate, you go out with your back garden and just get a bucket of glue and just pour it over yourself because you're talking absolute pish. What do you think the score will be tomorrow? 3-2. I think 3-2 tomorrow. I think Hatate, I fancy Maeda and I fancy Tom Rogers scoring. Tom loves a goal against Motherwell. So 3-2 tomorrow. I'm going to give you some starting lineup if you haven't seen the video yet. Joe Hart, Josip Vjanovic, Scales, CCV, Starfelt, Beaton, Tommy, Hatate, James Forrest, Jota, and Maeda. Definitely. That's what I'm going for. I'm going to put the comment up again. So Facebook viewers, see this link here that's going to be put in the comments. Click that link and subscribe. Please subscribe. This doesn't cost you a penny. Subscribe to the channel. Back the Keats. Back it up. I'm gonna back that Ange truck. Cash it all out. Get to that 10k, and I'll start giving prizes away on YouTube. I'm gonna hopefully give away 5 Bumblebee jerseys. I've one already in, so I'm working to get another few more. Hard work pays off. 3-0 Aiden. You drinking the bookie? No, I don't drink book, folks. If you know me well, I don't drink Buckfast. Drinking Jameson, just one glass of Jameson. Can I have a bit of bottle coming on here? You need some fuel to get in. You need to feel burning. Motherwell will play their socks off. Hearts, some Crew with Crew be interesting. All right. What 3-1, mate? All right. Now I say 3-2. I'm going 3-2. This be interesting to see the merchandise sales. As I said, I think they've already. I'm not sure. I think they're actually bringing back that Japanese website, and they obviously. I think they have a Japanese Twitter and all for Celtic. Rory, how are you getting on? Clean sheet tomorrow. I'd be delighted with a clean sheet. Lozies are saying 3-0. Always hope you subscribe to the channel there, Patrick. The link's up there. Just scroll up. Scroll up. You see it. Give it a tap around. Be interesting. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Julian comes in tomorrow. Can Shaw play against us? No, he's on loan. Liam Shaw's on loan to Motherwell folks, and he's ineligible to play against us tomorrow. I would truly love to see another Hatate rocket for a goal. Well, no harm wishing. It might come true. No harm wishing. Rub that genie in the bottle. See what happens. We get a goal. Would you drop? As I said, folks, I don't like the word drop. It's called rotate. Drop is when someone's having a bad performance. You drop them and you leave them out of the team. It's called rotate. Rotate, But yeah. How's it going, Max? Football Mad, great channel. As I said, I'm not trying to be bitter in any way, but I don't do shout outs all the time for people. I'm not a shout out person. But keep up the content. Keep going. You're doing a great job. And you will get there when you get there, as I said. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. One thing about it, O'Reilly brings the others don't have his corners and his free kicks. That's it. He's like a blend of Tom Rogers and a Ryan Christie put together, isn't he? Why don't we have a Celtic a superstar in Japan? We would make a fortune. That's a great point, Stephen. That's a really good point. I wouldn't be surprised to be looking into that. I think you should run it for them. Celtic need to sign Ange long term immediately. Well, to be honest with you, he's at the buying these players in, I think. Ange is going to be here. Doesn't I think with football management these days, there's no point giving them long-term deals because, especially with a high-profile club like Celtic, you go on a run of bad games, people are out cutting your head off, and that's the way it is. And it's sad to say that's how football, that's how results pay. You drop a couple of points, and people are like, "Oh, look at the start of the season." People were writing Ange off at the start of the season. We said, "Give him the full season. Just give him the full season. It's a rebuild. See what happens." Like people were knocking him off at Dundee 1-1 at Celtic Park saying the league's gupped, and I was like, it's too early to say the league's gupped. Like, if you have that negativity about supporting Celtic, fuck me. How do you deal with defeats? How do you deal with like dropping points? Is that the mentality? You get on with it and you go on. It can't be as bad as last season. What a year has changed. You know, I just don't get people like that. It's more so the younger folk that can't understand. We drop a couple of points and it's the world's fucking ending. Like, it's as some Celtic fans say to me, I think some younger fans are spoiled for choice. They're being spoiled with the success. It's not, I wouldn't say it's spoiled success. It's more so hard. The team have obviously worked their socks off to win quadruplets and go unbeaten runs. Yeah, the rebuilds. Irish make better lads. Look at leave him to it. Mick does his own thing. I do my own thing. I think when you compare someone else, that's just a bit, it's a bit too much. I don't really care, to be honest with you. He does a good job and I do my own thing. So coming on here and comparing me to another vlogger, leave you to it. Obviously, Mick has the chance to go to the games. I don't. Unfortunately, I don't get to go to games on a weekly basis. Family's more important than Celtic. Just remember that. I wrote this year off as a rebuild. Wasn't expecting this at all. Exactly. I think a lot of people are writing it off, to be honest with you, Adrian. And it's been fantastic. No, no, I don't want the Conference League. As I said, the Conference League is a distraction. We need to obviously focus on the league, win that, and that's the most important things. Yeah, that's it. That's it, William. You tell him. Mm. Love you and Mick, both good lads. That's it, because Mick speaks his mind like myself. We're going to win everything. No, we're just going to go on, do the Scottish Cup and win the league. And if we do that, that goes down as probably one of the best seasons in Celtic's career, or Celtic's history. For a man to come in, change the style of football, keep the Sarah coaching staff from last season, and they've developed well. Obviously, what they're doing on the next town is paying off, and it's been working. So, yeah. That's it, Raymond. As you said it last night, concentrate on the league. Fuck the Conference League. It's not the Champions League. You only get a Europa League spot if you win it. Yes, it's a European final. Yeah, it's coefficient, but Champions League football. Why would you put out most your strongest team? That's it. So, yeah. Let's see what happens. So, yeah. Cammy, good night. Take care of yourself. Don't need shit heads like that. Still a team, mate. I hope you're well. Concentrating the league, never mind Conference League. Any other comments, folks, before I end it now in about 5 minutes? So I'll be on to bed soon. So have to change Ange's from a rolling contract to several years. Well, that's if we win the league and he's guaranteed a good budget in the summer, you give him a good deal. Simple as that. Give him a good deal. That's it. I'll be going to the Bolo Glint game. I don't really care who plays. Once, obviously, Celtic play, that's the main thing. If it's like a Giacomacca's up front and it's a Scales and it's a Ralston and it's a Bain in goal and it's a Welch and it's a Julian and it's a Beaton and it's a Doak on the right. See what happens. The only bad thing about the past couple of weeks is not seeing Tommy Rogers' beautiful face. Missed the big man. Ange doesn't think like that. He wants to challenge for everything. The more you do better, the more you become. Yeah, but we don't need it. Honestly, we don't need to be putting out our strongest team in the Conference League. I just think it's a threat for injuries. It's a threat for tiredness. we can rest these players and compete on the Sunday with a like almost a strong full selection of squads. You don't do that. You don't change. Like as I said, it's not a Champions League last 16 game we're going to be going for. It's a Conference League, think we brought all the players in for 4.5 years contracts. Yeah, Moyeda, we obviously the boy him at the end of the season. I think it's much more money, mate. Conference League. It's only 5 million. It's only 5 million when you win the Conference League. As Ange says, one game at a time until we win trophies. Correct, completely. As I said, take every game as a cup final. Take every game as a cup final. Domestic games, European games. It's only the third tier of European football. I wouldn't be getting bogged up about it. Up the Celts and great rugby today. Celtic to the heart. Good stuff, Mark. Leave him to it. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate all these lovely comments coming in. As I said, I'm gonna pin this onto the YouTube channel, folks. Facebook followers. There is the link there, and Twitter. Click that there, please, if you can. Score predictions for tomorrow: 3-2. On a video as well, and I'll talk about more inside depth about the Motherwell game. It's about 8 minutes long. So when after this, ping onto the YouTube, have a look at the preview as well. Thank you very much, Tony. Unfortunate for Scotland today, I heard, against England in the Calcutta Cup. But look at Scotland. They've done well over the last few years in the Six Nations. I have my Ireland jersey on. I didn't really get to watch the game. I was being busy all day with other stuff, but there's no harm putting on. I watched the first 5 minutes, to be honest. Keep up the great work, hell. Well, as I said, ping that. A sub to the channel is a massive thing to me. Makes me go to bed delighted with an extra few more subs, Most channels charge you look for tips. I don't want any of that stuff. I just want you to sub. Simple as that. Scotland. Bonnie Scotland. Bonnie Scotland. 2 more minutes, folks, and I'm jumping off. But as I said, a massive thank you for tuning in tonight. These are all legends. One or two gobshites looking for the attention seeking. You always get that. There's a gift on these streams called a block button. I call it the Graham Norton chair. You just go bang, gone. See you later. Doesn't matter if they have a Celtic crest or they have 1888. They talk to me like a gobshite. They're just gonna get treated like dirt. Simple as that. Not expecting people to lick me arse. Just be honest. Have a laugh. It's a podcast. I'm not here to be criticised and try to be cyberbullied. I'm here to have a laugh with people. People like that are just losers. As I said, he'll kill them now because he's blocked. He's probably going to drop a little message to Page. Why'd you block me? I'm just having a bit of banter. No, came across as a gobshite. Everybody's seen it. Last one, Jovanovic's press conference before the Rangers game was first class. He's such a legend. Go back and watch it. The guy is next level. I only watched a few minutes of it, to be honest with you. But he gets Celtic. He really does get Celtic. Really does. Yeah. Reviewing this. No, I wasn't. I don't go out the weekends, but I was in Padda Brown's in Dublin on Wednesday night. That was about it. Yeah, that's it. Graham Norton chair, Elizabeth. Just boom, they're gone. See you later. Gone. Dunsky, That's it. If they even how's it going, Aiden? Another frequent watcher of the page, I know, but have it on the TV, so that's just a heads up to other people, as I said. But that's it. Well, folks, I'm gonna jump off. Do me a favor, you haven't subbed. For all the people that have subbed, thank you very much, legends. For the people that haven't subbed yet, I'm gonna ping the comment one more time. It's up to you. No one's forcing you to sub, but if you enjoy my content, get on it like a carb on it. Simple as that. There's more content. There's over 500 videos on that YouTube channel. 500 videos from throwbacks, the pre-match, to podcast, everything on it, So yeah, give it a watch. Love the brownie. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? It was good. But good night, folks. Take care. I'll be back tomorrow night, sometime tomorrow night. Um, I got my results today. I don't have COVID, thank God. I have the man flu, but getting there. That's why I'm having a whiskey tonight. Sorry that throat out. But I'll be back tomorrow night, and I'll be doing a post match reaction after the Motherwell game tomorrow. So good night. God bless. These are all legends. Have a great evening / morning, wherever you are in the world, and I'll speak to you all soon. How.